capacity for empathy, and it's also belly laugh funny, says the New York Times. In the wake of a string of anti-Semitic rhetoric pointed in his direction online, stand-up comic Edelman decides to go straight to the source, specifically Queens, where he covertly attends a meeting of white nationalists and comes face-to-face with the people behind the keyboards. What happens next forms the backbone of the shockingly relevant, utterly hilarious, and only moderately perspirant stories that comprise Just For Us. Welcome, Alex Edelman. Alex, you from Montreal? Oh, I was going to say, that's a real artist. Brings their own show. Hi, Alex. Welcome to BroadwayCon.
Thank you so much for having. Has anyone here seen my show? Oh, wow. Cool. Anyone dressed as a cat seen my show? That's my big question.
Would you?
Hey, you haven't seen my show, have you? You definitely have not.
Alex, would you like it if people come into your show, maybe let's say this weekend, came in full Cats regalia?
I absolutely, I would love that. I've never. Am I gonna get like torn asunder from like I've never seen Cats? So I'm just gonna.
If you've never seen Cats?
I've never seen.
Get him!
Yeah. Okay. I will say, I have really big news that I want to announce here, which is that my national tour, Katrina McCrimmon is going to play me.
Wow.
Yeah, the entire, we looked long and hard for someone to bring this Jewish American story to life. We thought that this would be the best person to do so.
Guys, this is a massive exclusive moment here.
Yeah.
Alex, the show just sounds completely wild to me. Give me like the quick elevator pitch. I went to this.
I was on Twitter, and I keep a list of anti-Semites, which would be anti-Semitic things, on Twitter, and the list is called Jewish National Fund Contributors, and I get a lot of tweets from people being like, take me off your list, I've never contributed to the Jewish National Fund, and I'm always like, there's still time, And I saw a tweet, someone saying, if you have questions about your whiteness, come to this address in Queens. And I was like, that sounds like it's for me. Because as an Ashkenazi Jew, I actually have some questions about my whiteness. And so I went, and I sat there for an hour, and eventually when I was like, sorry, but this guy's a Jew. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a Jew, and there was an argument, and that's what actually I've spoiled the show for everybody. Like, none of you now need to come see it.
Were you completely terrified, or are you just like, let's do it?
There were a hairy few moments, but mostly, I thought it was going to be like more of a sell-off, honestly. I thought it was going to be more of like a panel discussion, exchange of ideas.
A think tank.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a really, but it was an exchange, I guess, of one idea. But honestly, I started doing the show, I hate to be serious, but I started doing the show in like 2018 in like little pubs in London, and we put the show up off Broadway at the Cherry Lane in December of 2021, and it was supposed to be 3 weeks. And we moved, and it's extended a bunch of times and went to different theaters, and we moved into the Hudson last month, and it's been this like really lovely, dizzying, can't believe this is happening Broadway thing. I hate to be so saccharine, but yeah, it's been really.
It's Broadway, it's a big freaking deal.
Yeah, people are like, is it a dream of yours? And I was like, no, it's like if you're jogging and someone's like, would you like to jog on the moon? And you're like, but yeah, I've loved Broadway my entire life. Have a few blind spots, will admit, vis-a-vis Cats. Yeah. But yeah, it's been the most incredible, cool thing, and all of my favorite Broadway people have it's like, and Steve Martin came, and Seinfeld came, and so for me, sometimes I look into the crowd and I'm like, how did anyone ever shoot Abe Lincoln? Because when Seinfeld's there, everyone's looking at Seinfeld. I'm like, during the play, everyone was like, what does Lincoln think of this play? Is Lincoln enjoying our American? Oh no, Lincoln. Okay.
What have you found in doing this and having progressed? What is kind of the secret sauce in towing the line between the comedy of it and the serious nature of the material?
Audiences are really smart, which is silly to say, but I think audiences get served a lot of garbage. Nope, not gonna make a joke. Audiences, not gonna mention a specific show.
You wanted to make another Cats joke.
Audience, no, I wasn't. It's a different, no, audiences get served a lot of stuff, and I think people can actually hold complex things at once. People like comedy and a good story, and people like something that has tension and has lots of jokes in it. So I was like, why don't we just try to put as much on top of each other? And Mike Birbiglia, who I'm assuming lots of people here, so Mike Birbiglia is really perfect. So Michael Bigley is the original producer of the show in New York, and he saw it. He's like, just throw it all in, and people will do it. And people will like the show, and largely people have.
What do you want people to walk out of the theater with?
Laughing. The number one thing is I think people are underserved comedy-wise in theater. I think there aren't enough comedies. I think there aren't enough comedies that number one thing is to I think you can make people want to laugh and think at the same time, but my number one thing is you have to laugh. I'm curious, by the way, does anyone have a question? I will answer any question. I'm just
does it need to be about the show, or can it just be?
It can be anything about Broadway. I will answer as a definitive expert on Broadway at BroadwayCon. I have seen upwards of 20 shows in my life, and I am happy. I know your weekly intake is my lifetime intake, but I will answer any question as someone who does not belong on Broadway. I will answer any question about Broadway that you have. You're in the front row. Why don't you go ahead?
Wild turn.
Wait, what's your name? Hi, I'm Alex.
Musical.
Okay.
About Broadway. Actually, BroadwayCon's mentioned in this.
Okay.
Have any tips, if you're making something, because you went to the thing and it's a stand-up comedy show, but my thing is not a biopic at all.
Okay.
But if it's something about you without actually making it.
Okay. I think if you're gonna write a musical, your protagonist absolutely has to be. It has to be about keeping their hands on the hood of a truck. And if you're going to write any sort of musical, it needs to have the it can be a Toyota Corolla, it can be a different type of thing. But yeah, it has to be a hard body of some kind, it can't be a dune buggy. But yes, by the way, earnestly, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to see your thing. Anyone else have a question?
I love that you're Jewish.
What?
I love with all the anti-Semitism in the world. I'm sorry to get serious for a second.
Please don't give me a compliment. I'll explode. Please don't give me a compliment.
I'm just really happy that you're exploring it and making jokes about it at the same time.
This was meant for Shoshana B, not something. Thank you very much. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Please find me some other. I can't do earnestness right now. I'm freaking out. All right. Yes. Hi. One piece of advice that I would give to younger artists. I think all right, the honest answer is always be writing stuff. The worse, the better, because the worse it is, the more you can plus it. And eventually, it gets to average, and then it gets good. But also, I'm hearing really good things about people write really well in the Olive Garden in Times Square. And so if you're looking for a place where you can see comedy and tragedy and the full panoply of human misery, I think what better place to write than the Olive Garden in Times Square. And get the breadsticks, they're absolutely amazing. Anyone else have a question? We'll do, hey.
Oh.
What?
I think we're out of time.
We're out of time? I'm gonna answer two more, I'm gonna answer two more questions. This better be good. Do I felt Grisabelle was the wrong cat to die?
Finally, someone's asking.
No, I think that was the correct Kennedy to die. All right. Wait. You're waving. You go ahead. There's a Jewish panel, yes. No, because the panel happened 3 hours ago. So, unless Back to the Future becomes an actual reality, I will not be at that panel. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Yeah.